right, we are live at Intermission. If you can, let us know that you can hear us. We've got Thomas Scully in the house. We've got Johnny Vegas, or what did we decide your nickname was?
I have no
Good luck,
idea.
Johnny. Good luck, Chuck. Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Anyway, we're
I
here
think it was Foley.
watching. we're here watching the Lightning game, the matinee in Buffalo. And we've got a 2-0 lead going into the second period here. We got JoJo starting today. Bassey is probably definitely going to get the start tomorrow night. Remember, game tomorrow night's in Detroit, and they moved that back because the Bucks are also up there. So you've got 5 o'clock start time, shifted back to 7 o'clock. But today is Kids Day in Buffalo, and the Lightning are doing their very best to make the kids go home sad. What do you guys think so far?
I feel like we played some good defensively in the zone. JoJo's made some pretty big saves. I'd say
Got some help from the post too.
He did get some posts.
Last 2 games, though, Buffalo has not given up a goal. And then 2 shots, 2 goals for the Bolts today. So his scoreless streak has ended on our first shot. So I tweeted out, remember Archibald was signed in the offseason for Tampa and then went to JBB and said, I don't want to play this year. And that very same day, we signed Mott, who ended up with the shorthanded today.
Yeah.
So, it seems like it was a good little pickup for when everybody started freaking out that Archibald wasn't playing for us. And then all of a sudden we get Mott. And finally, I also tweeted out, finally, this is the Cirelli that we signed that big contract for. He got that assist on Paul's goal. And then going back to the last game, you saw 2 goals out of him last game. And then even before the game before that, he was really going at it. So seems like Cirelli's finally getting his natch, and then Paul finally getting a goal, and then Mott back for the shorty.
And Braden Point got shaken up on that play where we end up getting the penalty. Good job by Darren Radish going and got the penalty for that. It was a soft cross check. I don't know if you saw it because you weren't here yet.
I heard it on the radio.
Point looked like he got boarded and taken out into the boards with his back to the player. And then Darren Radish comes over and gives the guy 2 cross checks to the back of the ribs. So Darren Radish gets the penalty. But hey, it worked out because we scored on the shorthanded goal by the Juice. Mott, that's what we call him now, the Juice.
That's how we're calling the Juice is loose.
Yeah.
Mott.
The Juice box.
Hey, I do want to say tomorrow they are doing a dual watch party at the Sale downtown St. Pete. So you could go there and watch the Bucks game tomorrow. They are doing the watch party there. And then they're following it right up with the Lightning watch party with Bo is going to be there singing during intermission. So if you guys are in the downtown Tampa area tomorrow, go to the watch party.
What's the weather going to be like for that? Because it's pretty chilly today, and I think it's supposed to get colder tomorrow.
Listen, if I didn't have to work, I'd be down there.
Wear layers.
Yeah.
Wear your layers.
It's supposed to be
Or if you're fat like me, this is perfect.
It's going to be 38 degrees. Going.
Yeah, I heard it's going to be very chilly tonight. So if anyone's out there, let us know what you thought of the game. We've got the Mott goal, the Paul goal, Kids Day in Buffalo. Kids are going to go home crying, but hey, they can go to the Buffalo Bills game. Is that later tonight or tomorrow?
Tonight, I believe.
No, tonight I thought was Green Bay.
Oh, could be.
49ers
Yeah, Green Bay and
tomorrow night
49ers.
So those kids can go warm up at the Bills game tomorrow. But yeah, things to look for in the second period. You've got that first line's getting a lot of ice time, and it's good to see JoJo back on the ice and playing for the Bolts. So we'll track how well he plays. 7 shots on goal for Buffalo. Stopped them all so far with the help of 2 posts as well. So so far a good start. Hey, there's a comment from Token Dave. Johansson is playing a revenge game. Why is nobody talking about that? I don't think he ever played a game for Buffalo. I know he was in the organization, but I don't think he actually played a game for them. We might be wrong on that, but that's a good point. And that might be why Johansson is playing today. We're kind of talking about it. I was thinking Bassey is going to get the start tomorrow because that's the bigger game for the Bolts with Detroit and Tampa right there in the standings. They're like right next to us. So that's what my thought was, but you might be right about that. Johansson.
He played a total of 13 games, six 1 year, 7 another year for Buffalo. 1-3 when they did the 1-3-1, and 0-5-1. And that was in 1920 and 2021. So
Don't forget we're on Instagram too. What's up, Instagram? Scott's out there. Scott can't hear audio, but Thomas is looking cute. He's sounding cute too. By the way, we can't see your comments on Instagram unless we scroll over here. Looks like Stephanie's out there playing well, but let's see what happens in the second period. Our nemesis got to turn it around. We are 1-3. Beat Detroit since Lalonde took over. So yeah, tomorrow night is going to be a big game for the Bolts and a big game for the Bucks, as XBucksX is here in the chat too, over on Twitch. Hello, Twitch. But yeah, I know I'll be watching the Bucks game tomorrow, and then the Bolts game as well. Although I was kind of bummed they moved the game to 7 o'clock because I have a hockey game at 7 o'clock.
yeah, it was interesting that hockey got booted for, and we just talked about this when we were live with on the
Peter
Sports
Blake?
Web the other day, Peter Blake and the Sports Web, about whether this is a hockey town or a football town. I said hockey town, and you said football town. We see what game got moved.
Oh, it's definitely a football town. Unfortunately, there's just too many. I think somebody pointed out. I think it was TJ Reeves in the chat pointed out that there's just generations of football here in Florida and in Tampa. As far as the Bolts are concerned, we've only got really 1 or 2 generations of this hockey stuff going on. All right, well, we're gonna go eat some food and watch the second period, but I think we're gonna come back after the second period and talk about what happened. Hopefully we'll double up, and we're looking at a 4-0 lead going into the third. But you guys got anything else on this period?
No, I like Johansson's play. It's his first one since New Year's Eve, so I think the defense is really picking up in front of him.
Yeah, I like Lilleberg.
Yeah, I think he's playing to stay here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and Crozier is playing pretty well too.
Yeah, it's his second game in a row, so it's good to see him playing. And you have Morella also in his second game.
Good to see him get his first goal
Last game.
That was nice to see. He worked hard before he got sent down, and it was nice to come back and put one in.
Let's do a prediction. Which player for the Lightning is going to score in the second period? You guys start.
Hagel.
Sorelli.
I'm going to go Kucherov. All right.
That's the easy one.
That's the easy one. Yeah. I always take the easy bet. All right. So we'll come back here after the second period and talk about what happened. So check us out. Same place. We can't tell you what time. And yeah, Darren Radish, very impressive lately. That hardest shot in the NHL. I remember seeing that at the stadium the other night, and I was like, dang, that was a hard shot, but it didn't go on net.
And you did say it. You said that was a hell of a shot. And yeah, and then it became the hardest shot this season so far from anybody, not just a Bowl, any player in the NHL.
But I also like how he came to the defense of Braden Point, got that penalty, worked out fine for us. But yeah, good point. Radish is definitely got his stock rising, and we need it with all these defenders that are hurt. So, all right, we'll be back next period to talk about what happened. See you then.